Now we discuss about the different methods to present a data. Already we learned how to present the data in bar graphs and pictographs in previous classes. Pictograph represents the data using pictures of the objects. But the presenting data by a pictograph is a time-taking process. Bar graph, it helps in presenting data with much more easier. Already you know about the bar graphs. Suppose you see this graph. In a bar graph, we know that it is made up of bars of uniform width which can be drawn horizontally or vertically with equal spacing between them. The length of each bar tells us the frequency of particular item and the length of the bar is as per the scale. Now say this bar graph, and this is the bar graph which shows one-day sales of various items in a shop. Say here, what are taken along x and y axis? Yes, along x axis, different items are taken. Those are wheat, rice, java, red grain, sugar, onions. And along y axis, the amount of these quantities which was sold are taken. What is the scale on y axis? Here it is given, it is 1 centimeter equal to 5 kgs. Now from this graph, can you answer which of these provisions has most sale? How much? Yes, rice has more sale. It is 25 kg. Is the sale of onions more than red gram? No. The sale of onions is slightly less compared to red gram. Here it is 5 kg. Here below 5 kg, that is less than 5 kg. Now what is the ratio between the sale of jowar and the sale of red gram? Jowar is 10 kg. Red gram is 5 kg. The ratio is 10 by 5. This is equal to 2. Now we take another graph. This is a horizontal graph. Here along x-axis, the temperature is taken. Along y-axis, boiling point of different materials. Water, mercury, ether, chloroform, bromine, alcohol are taken. Now what information does the graph gives? Yes, it gives the comparison between different boiling point temperatures of different materials. Now what is the scale along x-axis and y-axis? Along x-axis, the materials are chosen. Along y-axis, the scale is 1 unit equal to 50 degrees Celsius or 1 centimeter is 50 degrees Celsius. Now from this graph, which liquid has the highest boiling point? Yes, mercury has highest boiling point. Say this graph, the length of the bar is more in this case. Which has the lowest boiling point? Yes, ether is having lowest boiling point. What is the boiling point of mercury? It is 370 degrees Celsius. For ether, it is 30 degrees Celsius. What is the approximate ratio between the boiling point of mercury and boiling point of ether? Boiling point of mercury is 370. Boiling point of ether is 30. The ratio is 370 by 30. Now let us learn another type of bar graph. You say this example. This is a graph which gives the total enrollment of boys and girls in a school and answer the following questions. Now in this graph, this represents the boys and this color represents the girls. Along x-axis, different academic years are taken. Along y-axis, the number of students enrolled are taken. Here 1 centimeter is equal to 20 students is the scale. What you are observing compared to previous graph. In previous graph, only one bar is there. Here we have two bars. In this case, first bar tells us about the number of boys enrolled and the second bar gives the number of girls enrolled. This kind of graph is called double bar graph. It presents two observations side by side. Now from this graph, in which year the enrollment of girls is more than boys? We have to compare the enrollment of boys and girls individually. If you see these graphs, yes, in this case, the enrollment of girls is more compared to boys. That is 2006-2007. In which year the enrollment of boys and girls are same? Say these graphs. Where it is same? Yes, here it is same. During 2007 and 2008, both are same. In which year the enrollment of girls minimum, a girls minimum, we have to take only the bars related to the enrollment of girls. There is no comparison with boys. Just to observe all these bars which are related to girls. Yes, in this year it is minimum, and during 2006 and 7, 8 and 9, 9 and 10, 10 and 11, the enrollment of girls is minimum and same, it is 120. What is the total enrollment in year 2007 and 8? See here, during this year, the number of boys enrolled are 140, the number of girls enrolled are 140, the total is 280. Now we observe another example. These are the marks in maths and science of 5 students in class 7. Now how to represent this data using a double bar graph? Here for 5 students, that is Shravan, Raman, Mani, Renuka, Girija, Sharmila, the marks in maths and science are given. Shravan got 70 in maths, 75 in science. For Raman, 35 in maths, 30 in science. Mani got 65 in maths, 75 in science. Renuka got 90 in maths, 100 in science. Girija got 22 in maths, 35 in science. Sharmila 50 in maths, 50 in science. We have to represent this data using a double bar graph. For that, first you draw x-axis, this is horizontal line, vertical line, that is y-axis on a graph paper, and mark the intersection of these points as O. Now take the names of the students along x-axis. What are the names of the students? Shravan, Raman, Mani, Renuka, Girija, Sharmila. Now take the number of marks along y-axis. On y-axis you take the scale 1 centimeter equal to 10. Now this is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. To draw a bar, find the length of each bar dividing the value by 10. Why? Because we have taken scale 1 centimeter is equal to 10 marks. Now draw bars representing maths marks and science marks side by side for every student. For Shravan, he got 70 in maths, 75 in science. If you divide 70 by 10, we get 7. Therefore, the height of the bar related to mathematics marks is 7 centimeter and 75 by 10 is 7.5. The height of the bar related to science marks is 7.5 centimeters. Similarly for Raman got 35 in maths, 30 in science. 35 by 10 is 3.5, 30 by 10 is 3. And the height of maths bar is 3.5. The height of science bar is 3 centimeters. Like this, draw bars representing maths marks and science marks side by side for every student. Now this kind of representation of data is called double bar graph. The next one is pie charts. This is another way in which data can be presented. The shape of pie chart is a circle. The circle is divided into different sectors. According to the data given, the size of each sector depends on the numerical value of the data. For example, you say this is a pie diagram related to the monthly budget of a family. The information related to this budget is, this is table which gives the budget head and amount. For food they spend 1500 rupees, for education 750, for others 2250, and savings 4500 rupees, and the total income of the family is 9000. Now this can be represented on this chart like this. This is savings, this is for food, this is for education, this is others. By observing this pie chart, we can identify the different amounts related to different expenses. Now how this can be drawn? Already we know that the total angle at the center of the circle is 360 degrees. Whatever the total, that is 360 degrees. This angle 360 degrees divided into segments depending upon the data given. For example, you take this, how to draw pie chart for this. You draw any circle with convenient radius, the center is O. Now you mark a point somewhere on the circumference and join these 2 points. Now in this case, the total income is 9,000 rupees. The total angle at the center of the circle is 360 degrees. 360 degrees is equal to 9,000 rupees. Depending upon this, you divide the various incomes. 9,000 is equal to 360 degrees. 1500 is equal to how much angle? Yes, it is 1500 divided by 9,000 into 360. That means the angle of each sector is equal to amount of expenditure divided by total income into 360. Now this is 60 degrees. That is 1500 is 1 by 6th part of 9,000. Therefore, the sector related to food expenses is 1 by 6th of the circle. The area of this sector is 1 by 6th of the area of the circle. Now this angle is 60 degrees. Now you construct the angle of sector for food, that is 60 degrees. Angle AOB, this is 60 degrees. Similarly for education, amount of expenditure is 750 rupees. This is 1 by 12th part of total income. 1 by 12 into 360, this is 30 degrees. Now you construct this angle, draw angle BOC, this is equal to 30 degrees. Already you know how to draw an angle using a protractor. Next one, for others, the amount of expenditure is 2,250. This is 1 by 4th part. This is 1/4 of 9,000. 1 by 4 into 360 gives 90 degrees. Now draw angle of sector for others. Draw angle COD. This is equal to 90 degrees. Savings 4,500 rupees. This is exactly half of total income. 1 by 2 into 360, that is 180 degrees. Therefore, this is the savings part. Now this is the table related to different angles. This gives angle of sector or the part of area of the circle. And you check the sum of all these angles is 360 degrees. Now this is the pie chart for representing. For convenience, you fill these sectors with different colors or fill with different lines to differentiate between two elements. This is how to draw a pie chart. You take another pie chart. This gives the expenditure on various items during a month for a family. Now this is the pie chart. This is for savings, this is for education, this is for rent, and this is for food. That is savings 90 degrees, education 60 degrees, rent 90 degrees, food 120 degrees angle sector in the pie chart. Using this pie chart, you try to answer the following questions. Which item has the expenditure minimum? Yes, this is 60 degrees. Therefore, the expenditure for education is minimum. For which the expenditure is maximum? Yes, for food, the expenditure is maximum. The angle of the sector is 120 degrees. If the total monthly income is 9,000 rupees, what is the expenditure on rent? For rent, the expenditure is 90 degrees. 90 degrees means how much part in 360? Yes, it is 1 by 4th. Therefore, 1/4 of 9,000, 2,250. The expenditure on rent is 2,250. The next question is, if the expenditure on food is 3,000 rupees, what is the expenditure on education of the children? Now it is given expenditure on food is 3,000 rupees. 120 degrees is equal to 3,000 rupees. We have to find the expenditure on education of the children. That is 60 degrees is equal to how much? 120 degrees is 3,000 rupees. Then 60 degrees is? Yes, it is 1,500 rupees. If expenditure on education is 1,500 rupees, what is the monthly income of the family? 60 degrees means 1 by 6th. 1/6 is 1500. Therefore, 1 equal to 6 into 1500, that is 9000. The total monthly income of the family is 9000 rupees.